chains bust down wrists. And you ain't never seen no like this. What? Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. Like when it drop, whole game in the chokehold. Chillax, 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 chillax. Chillax, 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 chillax. Chillax, 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 chillax. Chillax, 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 chillax. Relax, 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 relax. Oh, relax, 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 relax. Oh, relax, 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 relax. Oh, relax, 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 relax. What? Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. Like when it drop, whole game in the chokehold.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. Oh, what a juke into space. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That good for 19 and a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
20!
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Flushed out right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Zach Brown in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. To throw is Garoppolo. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
From the gun on third, Garoppolo. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Last week, somehow they won. He threw all those picks, but they still won. Here, opening drive, unfortunately, he picked up where he left off.
Partner, you get a lot of extra patience when you find a way to win despite you making mistakes. But starting out again this game, that patience is going to wear thin really quick. And I think the guys on the defensive side of the ball will be the first ones to let him know that's got to stop.
So good field position for the Cardinals as they come up 1st and 10. Now Foles. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A huge play there for Arizona. 53 yards. The Cardinals into the red zone for the first time. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. They'll try and run forward Barkley. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals have taken the early lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. Man open, it's Goodwin. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Hey,
They do go for it. It's Garoppolo. Good win, able to haul it in. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
As a defender, I always found the slant route extremely difficult to cover unless you're able to jump on top of it early, because once he gets his hands on the ball, he's at full speed going away from you.
It all happens in the blink of an eye, doesn't it?
It really does. The timing is so important. That ball's got to be out of the hands of the quarterback and to the receiver like that. And if it is, you often get a very successful play.
From midfield, here's Garoppolo. Drops it off for Coleman. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
11.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Hard throw, incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. This offense converted once already in this first quarter. They're going to try it again here on 4th down.
1, Omaha. 20. 11. 13. Flag. 11. 2.
They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Cardinals in possession of the football. They take over 1st and 10 following the interception. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal. A good solid game there on 1st down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley, able to spin free. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And there he goes again. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. Here's Foles. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Foles throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. The intended target, the tight end, Austin Safarian-Jenkins, and it's 3rd down.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
1-1-1. Go. Great. 6. We go.
They'll drop the throw. He's going to air one out. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. In for the score. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play. And just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And it's now 14-0. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. Here's James. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board. And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. Look at the spin.
Balance.
A big play there for the Niners. 48 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. This is Coleman. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back.
11. Here we go.
Now Garoppolo throwing on 2nd. Eluding the pressure right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Here we go.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Grady Jarrett, he's the one to get him, and that That's sack number 7 for him on the year. The 49ers are going to turn over to the special teams crew. The field goal unit is out there now. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner. They had to run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
That was a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later, but I am still going with you on that one. Wide receivers work on a little bit more.
And he finds Safarian Jenkins. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Here we go. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Hands to the up man. This is wide. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Here we go.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Zebra. Go. 180.
He'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it.
Six. Zebra. Hey, go. Down.
They're going to try and throw. Going up top. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. Well, that, my friend, I guess is the definition of a head-scratcher. 4th and long, this stage of the game. What were they doing?
I just have to believe that he looked at the situation, still in the first half, decided if there was a time to be aggressive, now was it, because there's still time to make up for it if things don't go right. Of course, a lot of questions on this one, and look, I want to go for it as much as anyone.
But 4th and long?
Yeah, I don't think I would have there. That one seemed a little bit on the irrational side.
Fans might be a little angry at that one. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to the booth right after this.
Two. Here we go. 180. Flag. Set up.
Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long?
Here we go. 180! 13! White!
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Buying time to his left. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A gain of 32 that time. First down now, but that clock rolling. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. 49ers with their first trip to the red zone thus far. 1st and 10 right at the 20.
180! 6!
Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Incomplete.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
12.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Flush to his right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. And now the Cardinals going to use another timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. And this is going to be no good. He missed it off to the left, and this score will stay right where it is.
It's been a nightmare season. You're well under 500. Your defense hasn't really kept you in a lot of games, and now it's spilling over to the kicking game. That's 3 points you've got to be able to bank on.
Final 24 seconds of the first half as they come up here 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now this time he'll look to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Cardinals will extend their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. And they finally get to him, but not before he's past the 45 to the 46-yard line. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
11. Go ahead.
Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ken Crowley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. The Cards with a lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
One.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
Let's go, great. 6. Go.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Go.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Now back to throw. Dancing to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. D. Ford in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. They're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now Foles. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Here we go.
They begin the drive with Coleman. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
13. Here we go. Hurry up.
They will run again with Coleman. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one good for 33 and a first. And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off around the 27. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. That is now seven interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop.
13,
that appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
380, 6. Let's go.
They run again with Logan. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Tempo.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Logan. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. It's a big play on 3rd down for the Cardinals. 43 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And now it's scooped up by the 49ers. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. They'll run it now out of the gun. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
Garoppolo looks to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let this go deep. Back over the middle. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a fourth down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
12. Stay hot.
Here we go on fourth down with Garoppolo. Goodwin able to haul it in. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Hey, nothing to see here. Just your standard fourth down gain of 28 yards. And the drive keeps going. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the fourth and final quarter.
One, Omaha. 11.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Here's Foles. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Foles. Now he'll let it go deep right side. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets them closer to the goal line with second down coming up. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's 3rd and goal. They'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. Adrian Colbert, he was right there in coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
I guess not content to get another 3 here late. They'll try to add 6 more as they go on 4th and goal. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step one. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still 3-score game, though, fourth quarter. Dancing away at the 35. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Rolling to his right. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Coleman. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Here we go, here we go.
Here's Coleman on the toss. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 11.
Wait, 20. Wait, 80. 11. 11. Get hot.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. George Kittle, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers make some inroads here on that deficit. Now Garoppolo and the Niners will come up and go for 2.
Wait, 20. Wait, 80.
They'll try and run it in with Coleman. And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for 2 does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is T.J. Logan to return it. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And got his man complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That goes for a gain of 31.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Hey, sound goal, sound goal. Great.
A first down carry for Barkley. And now running right through it. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
He'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. Whoosh. And a loose football. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Go!
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll go to Barkley again. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Saquon Barkley with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And the 49er hands team does its job. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Check three. Switch.
Now Garoppolo throwing on 2nd. Being chased out left. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Garoppolo now. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. Garoppolo to his tight end, Kittle, for a Niner first down.
6.
Now a play fake here on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The safety, Buda Baker, there to force the incompletion.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip...
Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Zach Brown in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. To throw is Garoppolo. Now in desperation, and now here is another interception. Picked off at the 13. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case.